boys and lads and lassies, welcome back to another episode of the Blindest Podcast. I'm back. I'm by myself. I'm by myself again, because like I said, no one wants to be here with me, man. No one wants to fucking record my podcast. They see how much of a fucking idiot I am, and they're like, I don't want to be on your fucking stupid show. Hey, I swear to God, as I was fake crying right now, my eyes got a little watery. That's funny. What a fact. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? This is my second podcast. As in, I recorded one like a couple days ago and I didn't like it. I feel like I rushed the recording because I had to go to work, I believe. And so I deleted it. I'm like, you know what? If you're gonna fucking do something, then do it right or don't do it at all, right? But yeah, I'm back. I'm back. My dumbass is back, and if you guys hear acoustic music in the background, if you guys haven't heard me say this before, I'm gonna say it again. We have neighbors now, so I don't want them like listening to, like, I yell a lot, you know. Sometimes I speak very, very loud and I don't even notice it. So the acoustic music really gives it it covers my voice a little bit, and I guess if they can hear the music and then they can just hear my gibberish, then it'll sound like I'm giving some motivational speech rather than just saying a bunch of stupid bullshit right out of my ass. So yeah, that's why I have that. And I think it's kind of funny me saying the stupid things I say with this like inspirational or depressing music in the background. Like, you know, I'm going to say something like, yeah, like over here, fucking, this guy over here's like sucking dick now, you know? And then there's this fucking acoustic music in the background, you know? Or it can like hide when you guys listen to this podcast, you know? And then someone's going to hear the acoustic, they'll be like, damn, that guy sounds inspirational. But really, I'm talking about fucking, you know, I was about to say sucking dick again, but I'm like, what the fuck? What's with me and fucking talking about this shit, right? I was going to say, oh, I don't know. I'm talking about something stupid, right? Like fucking, I don't know, trashing women or you know, saying that their rights are a joke, right? Something stupid. But yeah, you know, I'm already 3 minutes into this shit, and I'm just fucking blabbering, you know. But what I wanted to make this podcast about was, I recently started thinking about school, because not that I'm gonna go back to it, right? Excuse me. So, well, actually, before I get into that, like me basic with the Starbucks cup. No, what's in there is a floaty. What the fuck? There's a floaty in there, and I wasn't eating anything. That's fucking gross. Oh well. Let's just say it's a chia seed, or is that what you put in drinks? Can you put chia seeds in drink in your water? I don't know. Okay, so that is not just any water. It's alkaline water, okay? Get it right. And the reason I'm saying that is if Ricky can hear me, but Rick and his girlfriend, Emily, have a couple weeks ago, they were telling me about the benefits of alkaline water as opposed to normal water or purified water or whatever, spring water, whatever the fuck, right? I don't know the difference between these waters, except there's a pH balance, blah, 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 right? And there's these minerals that you need, blah, blah. And this is what they were telling me, right? And at the time we were drinking, and I was just trashing them. I'm like, this is what I was saying, right? And look at me now. I'm fucking drinking it. But when they were telling me this, like, dude, the minerals, it makes you feel so alive. It's so good for you. It tastes better than normal water. I'm like, dude, it's fucking water. It tastes like water. And that's what it did. That's what it tastes like. It tastes like fucking water. And when the first time I bought some alkaline water, I was expecting like such a god-like taste. They hyped it up so much that I was expecting this like out-of-body experience as soon as I took the first sip, right? But no, when I tasted it, I'm like, it's fucking water. It tastes like any other water. It doesn't taste like anything else, right? Yes, I know some waters have different tastes. Like, a lot of people don't like Arrowhead, and that's my favorite one. I guess just goes to show how trashy I am, because fucking everybody says it tastes like hose water, but guess what? That's how I grew up. I would be playing outside, and you grab the fucking hose to drink water, and you're like, well, you have to wait on a hot summer day. You gotta wait like a good 10 seconds because if it comes out hot, so you'll be like, oh fuck, and then it's like hot, and then you let it cool down, and then you start fucking drinking. I remember I would tell some of my friends, they'd be like, hey, can you get some water? I'd be like, yeah, grab the hose. Like, they were a bunch of fucking dogs. But yeah, now I'm drinking alkaline water. I feel no fucking difference. Like, it's been like 3 days, and I think that's enough days to tell you whether alkaline water is good for you or not. I mean, it tastes like water. It tastes like fucking water. I guess it makes me feel like I'm doing something healthier. But even drinking like normal, I'm just like, look, what I was saying was like, it's fucking water. Drinking any kind of water at all is good for you, Granted, okay, maybe one is better for you than the other. But if I drank if I drink a gallon of like purified water or my tap water, right? That's filtered, okay? That's why I have a fucking tap or whatever that shit's called, right? I think it's filtered, right? I don't know. But if I drink a gallon of that a day, you're going to tell me that's not healthy? I guess their argument was drinking a gallon of alkaline water would be healthier. But I'm like, am I really going to go out of my way to go buy alkaline water when I can just drink fucking tap water? When I'm at a store and I see it, now I'll buy it, right? But if I don't see it, then I'm like, just get fucking whatever. I get water. It's water, There's kids in Africa who don't have that shit. They drink fucking lake water, for Jesus Christ, right? They drink water from puddles of mud, and you're gonna tell me to drink alkaline water? Like, more and more, I feel like more like a fucking douchebag, right? And I say this all the time, like the fact that kids today have, and I'm one of them, so I can talk shit on it, right? So they have anxiety, because I have an anxiety issue, right? Depression and this and that, right? Which is not a laughing matter. And this is a perfect segue into I believe this is either, how we're creating a bunch of holidays and awarenesses for whatnot. I guess I don't know if this week or this month is mental health awareness, whatever, right? And I think next week is like spaghetti week, and the following week is like everybody pick up trash week, whatever, right? We fucking make shit up, right? So I've always said this, I feel like we have these first world problems that other countries don't have. Like, other countries, like, okay, my family's from Guatemala, I go over there. Kids over there don't have time to have anxiety, don't have time to be boo-hoo about whatever, right? Their worries a lot more like real. Like, fucking, we have to worry about having food on the table next week. We need to worry about I see men over there walking alongside the road carrying logs, for God's sake, so they can heat up their fucking food or boil their water for safety. Shit like that, They don't have time to have a panic disorder, blah blah blah, or feel nervous because I don't know, like me. Okay, that's not what this podcast was gonna be about, anyways. So if you guys have stuck around this long, then you guys are gonna hear what I was gonna talk about. This wasn't what I was gonna talk about, but since because I saw my alkaline water, I felt like chiming in. Excuse me. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Fuck. Oh yeah. What else on top? Oh yeah. School. That was the main point. I totally went off topic, right? So school. Look. Oh, dude, this music is so soothing. Like, I just want to grab a glass of wine and take a bubble bath. And take a picture for the gram with my feet crossed, like my legs crossed, and then I take my point of view, but not showing my snatch because I'm not that easy, okay? You'd have to sign up to my OnlyFans account for that. As you can see, the hairs that are on top of my toes, right? Those hairy dudes that have like a bunch of hair on top of their toes, or like on top of their foot, there's like hairs. Like, I don't have hair on top of my foot. That's like some straight caveman shit, you know? And I know a few people that do. Hey, but to the if you're watching this, you know who I'm talking about. If you're watching this, I know. I got some fucking I got let's say I have a sunflower. I got a toenail or two that look like a fucking sunflower, you know, like okay, back to fucking school. Let me get to that. Jesus. Get to the point, Kenny. We're 10 minutes in and you haven't even said what you wanted to talk about. Okay, I'm sorry. So school. What was I like in school? I'm going to be quite honest. Look, growing up throughout elementary school, I was a fucking nerd, okay? I was a gate student, whatever that meant in elementary, right? But I was a star student. Again, the little programs they had in my fucking in my elementary school. I was such a nerd. I remember spending the night at my sister's house, and I would tell her like, "Oh, we're reading a story right now about Jackie Robinson's. You know, he was the first black man to play in a baseball team." Again, that could be wrong. I don't know, but I remember reading that story, and I was so fascinated, and I was so happy to do like a book report. And I would love math. You know, I would take special tests because I was a gate student. They'd call me up to take a special test, blah, 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 right? So I was that kid in elementary school. Towards the middle school, things started to change, you know? My hormones started to change, right? I started jacking off. So, you know, but it's fucking normal. I don't understand why it's looked down on. Like, being a troublemaker, not necessarily a troublemaker, but slacking off in school is completely normal, okay? I think those fucking nerds that don't slack off, you know, and they always have their homework on time, and they always do everything on time, and they kiss the teacher's ass, I think that's not normal. To be honest, I don't think it is. It's come on, as a young boy going into high school, tell me you weren't looking at all the high school pussy. You were looking at again, this is why I have the music, because my neighbor's gonna hear me talking about high school pussy as a fucking 20-year-old dude. Tell me you weren't in a freshman or a sophomore or any grade in high school looking at the most developed girl walking around school, the girl with the biggest tits. No, in middle school, you know, all the girls are still developing. So when you came across the girl with the nice ass and big tits, as a young boy, you're at your prime of, you just found out what it's like to masturbate. You just found out internet porn. Come on, how are you not going to slack off and do this kind of stuff, right? Or joke around with your friends? No one wants to sit down and listen to you talk about the periodic table, right? Or fucking PEMDAS, or what, fucking putting a thesis in your story, or ending with a good conclusion paragraph, or whatever the fuck. When I got like a good fucking 8th grade ass right next to me, right? Over here talking like I was a ladies' man, and I wasn't. But I'm just saying, like, as a kid, tell me, how are you so I guess discipline is not the right word, because then my argument is going to go down the drain. But I mean, like, how are you not going to be distracted? Look, there's this teacher in middle school, and if you're watching this, her name was Miss Gotro, right? For those of you that went to middle school with me, and you know this teacher, she was fucking hot. She was probably like in her late 20s, maybe early 30s, but she was fucking gorgeous. And I was in 7th, 8th grade. Again, the peak, the time I realized what a fucking vagina looked like, or what some tits looked like. And she was late 20s, blonde hair. She had nice tits. She could have had fake tits, but if she had fake tits, they weren't like big tits. They were just like lifted tits, you know? Or maybe she didn't. She was just in her prime. She was in her late 20s, early 30s. What the fuck? She had a bomb body. I was trying to figure out a better word, but I couldn't. because I wasn't paying attention in school. But she had a fucking, and I remember, look, this one time I had her as a I never had that teacher, but I had her as a substitute one time, right? Everybody was taking a test, and so everybody had their head down, right? You know, or if you were me, you had your head down, but kind of like eyes to the side to copy off your neighbor. We'll get to that in just a sec. But I remember I was so distracted in her beauty. Again, if you're watching this, I'm old enough now. And I remember she was drinking coffee, and she spilled a little bit of coffee down her cleavage. And again, okay, there you go too. She would wear these open-chested shirts, like she would show cleavage. Like, you know what the fuck you're doing. You want the attention of these fucking young horny toad kids. Like, come on. If you're a teacher and you're really professional, you do not want the attention. You'd be wearing a long skirt that passes your knees and a turtleneck, right? But she would wear these open cut shirts right here, right? And these like tight pants or I don't remember what she wore, but I was too busy looking at her tits. But she spilled a little bit of coffee down her cleavage. And I fucking remember, she looked down, she went like that with her finger, and she fucking licked it off her finger. I like how I just did that. She licked it off her finger, and I was just like with my fucking lead pencil, right? My number 2 pencil, you know, with like a nice, you know, those, like they had like a creative eraser on them, right? So I had like a number 2 pencil with a nice eraser on it, and just like, I was like, dude, I was so hard that day. I was like, this is the hottest shit I've ever seen. I would not doubt if I went home that night and stroked it to that moment. Just repeated that in my head, right? I didn't even have to see her nude. Just repeating the fact that she did what she just fucking did. And you're gonna tell me what I did was not normal? That's fucking normal. Okay? Like, what the fuck? Like, if I ever have a son, and he tells me that I want to bang the teacher, I'll be like, mijo, me too. Me fucking too, man. We'll double team that bitch. Come on. What guy doesn't have a fantasy of banging one of their teachers? You know, I'll see on the news, like, this lady got caught, right? Like, this teacher caught banging 6 students, right? I'll be like, where the fuck was I, man? I needed to go to that fucking school. And who the fuck ratted? Which one of these dudes ratted on their teacher? Like, shit, you are the biggest disappointment. I would have not rat. I would keep banging this teacher until I got an A in all my classes. I would leave high school with a 4.0 and I would get accepted to all these top-notch schools, not knowing shit, just banging my way through fucking high school. But come on, I mean, okay, enough about that. How else was I in school? Dude, high school was awesome, man. Like, I fucking loved high school. I miss it so much. You know, I see my friends every fucking day. We'd mess around every single day, just joking around, stupid shits being said, right, in class, getting in trouble. I would text in school a lot. I never learned shit in school. I was those kid that would I was the kid that asked. I would make friends with like a girl that was like not a nerd, but she like do her stuff, and I'd copy off her. So if you guys are watching this, I apologize, but you guys saved my life. This one time, so this is what I did in high school, right? I'd copy off people next to me. I didn't give a fuck, and my eyes would hurt so much because I would be like this. And my eyes would go so far to the right that I kid you not, if I was looking to the right, this eye would sometimes go inside and I wouldn't see shit. With this eye, and my eyes would hurt because I wouldn't try to make it obvious, you know. I'd cheat, and then, you know, I'd be copying until you'd hear the teacher's heels coming towards you. This one time, senior year, math class. Problem stats, teacher never taught us shit. She would give us a worksheet and she'd explain it the first 10 minutes of class, and then she let us all work in groups. Nobody worked. Everybody had like a group of 5. We made one nerd work. and we'd copy him at the end, or her. See, and now that nerd is working for someone else because he let someone like dumbass like me do my work, right? But I'm not trying to belittle school or people who are fucking nerds, you know? I'm just hating because I'm a dumbass. But this one time, again, what she would do is work in groups, never learn shit in that class. She would, during tests, she would divide the desk into rows, right? And then she would give a test, A, B, A, B, A, B, and so on. So people wouldn't cheat, or it'd make it that, she know people would cheat. It would just make it that much harder. I would literally, like, tell my neighbor, like, hey, tell so-and-so to let me borrow the test. And they would, you know, I did not give a fuck. I asked for a test. I don't care. Or give me, and they would write it down to me. Like, it would pass down 3 people, and I would get like a little note with all the test answers, right? One time, didn't have no one near me, no one that I talked to. I couldn't cheat because I was like in row A, and I needed to cheat a row over, right? Not the one next to me, because that was test B, so I had to cheat on test A, and I couldn't, and I didn't know anybody nearby, and I had the balls to say, you know what, I'm not, this, teachers aren't stupid. I'm not even gonna bullshit this test. I don't even have the knowledge for that, because it wasn't even like a multiple choice question test. It was, you do all the math work and you come to a final answer, and there's no circling A, B, or C, or E when they're cunts. You know, teachers that added E in their multiple choice question test are fucking assholes. If it wasn't hard enough to cheat with A, B, C, and D, adding that extra letter E and all that shit would say would be like none of the above, or all of the above, or some bullshit like that. Or E would always be like, it's both A and B, like some stupid trick question. Fucking cunts. The teacher that did that, you guys were a bunch of assholes. I love the teachers that would give like the ABC questions, because I'd have a 1 out of 3 chance to bullshit it. Okay, back to the point. So I couldn't cheat in that one test, so I was like, you know what? Teachers are smart. I'm not even gonna try to bullshit her. I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to use, but I can't figure it out. Just goes to show you guys need to pay attention in school. But you know what? I was like, you know what? I wrote my name on the test. I'm like, I'm just gonna turn it in. I'm just gonna turn it in with my name on it, and that. I'm not even gonna leave it blank. I'm gonna put my name so she knows that I at least had the balls to not think she was stupid, and let her know, like, look, I don't know shit. I didn't learn shit. I should have wrote on there, like, you know, part of this is your fault. But I didn't. I just turned it in blank with my name on it. I think I even put the date. If I can go back in time, I'd ask her for that test back. I want to have a copy of that test and hang it up. Honestly, I'd hang it up in my office just to remind myself. What would it remind you of, Kenny? What would it remind you of? I don't know. It remind me that you can make it by not doing shit. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Well, kids, stay in school, pay attention, but don't forget to have fun. And if you're getting distracted, it's perfectly normal. Don't be like those fucking antisocial weirdos, right? Yeah, they're millionaires. Yeah, they have they own Tesla. Yeah, they own boats and have a bunch of strippers on their boats. But do they really have friends, huh? All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.